We are doing something different this year. We have not had a Fine Arts Hall of Fame induction since 2011, and it's been something that's been on our mind, but when should we do it? How can we make this happen? This concert seemed to be the right time to do something like this because we are celebrating excellence in our music groups. Hopefully you saw the artwork that's out in the display case. That is from our art students, including our AP art class that we have. We're very proud of that at Hamilton High as well. But we also want to look back and acknowledge and look at some of our past successes that we've had. And we have an impressive group of fine arts inductees. We do want to try to make this an annual event. And we will be putting on our Facebook page and the Hamilton City School District a chance for you to nominate a Hamilton High School graduate who has gone on to do great things in the arts, whether performing arts or visual arts. So we'll start today. And we are going to start our presentation with Gerald Kenton Glidewell III, Hamilton High School class of 1978. Known as Mr. K to WEBN listeners in the 1990s and 2000s, Ken developed his radio broadcasting skills on Hamilton High School's former WHSS-FM. His earlier radio career was as a DJ at the Oxford radio station WOXY 97X, exposing area listeners to alternative music. In the 1990s and 2000s, Glidewell was heard on WEBN FM as Mr. K, or as Ken Glidewell on sister classic rock station WOFX FM. After leaving WEBN, Ken produced albums for area artists, including the now well-known outlaw country singer Dallas Moore. Ken was also a musician. In the 1980s, Glidewell was the bass player in Hamilton's first punk rock band, Chemdyne, which recorded an album, Bad Luck with Fast Food, in 1985. In the 90s, Ken helped start the local roots rock band, Big in Iowa. In 2000, the group was the recipient of a Cincinnati-based CAMI Award for Best Roots Rock Band. In 2001, Big in Iowa set out for a successful European tour dubbed the Mad Cow Tour, where they were well received. The band recorded 5 albums with Ken. Ken passed away in 2008 as a result of injuries sustained in a motorcycle accident. According to his sister Tracy, Ken was well loved by everyone that met him. He had an amazing sense of humor, constantly teasing others and cracking jokes. He was humble and grateful for all his successes. Accepting on behalf of Ken Glidewell tonight is his sister, Tracy Shepard. Okay. Robert McCluskey, Hamilton High School, class of 1932. Robert McCluskey was born in 1914. He attended the original Adams Elementary School on Ross Avenue, which is the current home of Hamilton City School District's Miami School. He graduated from Hamilton High School in 1932. While in high school, Bob worked 2 summer seasons at Camp Campbell Guard as dining steward. He was in charge of arts and crafts programs, as well as musical activities. He carved a totem pole out of a 500-pound cedar log, which stood at Camp Campbell Guard for many years. In 2008, it was moved to Heritage Hall in Hamilton, Ohio. In high school, Bob was known for his artistic and musical ability. In addition to piano, McCluskey played the drums, oboe, and the harmonica. The caption beside his high school junior yearbook picture reads, "Bob is our art chief, a piano player, soap carver, harmonica star, and what have you. In his senior year, he won an art contest sponsored by Scholastic, the magazine for young students. His prize was a scholarship to Boston's Vesper George School of Art. After Vesper George, he moved to New York City to study at the National Academy of Design. In 1933, just 1 year out of high school, Bob was commissioned to design the interior and exterior relief sculptures and other decorative details of the Frederick G. Mueller Building, which was to be the home of Hamilton's municipal department. This building still sits at High Street and Monument Avenue. Then his fine art career stalled. On the advice of esteemed children's book editor May Massey, McCluskey looked back on his years in Hamilton for inspiration. As a result, McCluskey combined his love for music, art, and mechanics in writing and illustrating children's books. Lentil, McCluskey's first published book in 1940, tells the adventure of a young boy who, saddened he couldn't sing, learns to play the harmonica. A sculpture depicting young Lentil playing his harmonica, followed by his dog, by renowned sculptress Nancy Shun, can be seen outside the Mueller Building in Hamilton. Just 1 year after the success of Lentil, McCluskey's second book, Make Way for Ducklings, was published. McCluskey received his first Caldecott Award for this book. Make Way for Ducklings led to a meeting with First Lady Barbara Bush, who was instrumental in getting the book translated into Russian in 1991. During a visit to Boston by Mrs. Gorbachev, the Soviet Union's leader's wife admired the Make Way for Ducklings sculpture created by Nancy Shun. Mrs. Bush arranged for a replica of the sculpture to be created and installed in Moscow, Russia. A plaque on the Russian duckling sculpture, written in both English and Russian, says the sculpture was given in love and friendship to the children of the Soviet Union on behalf of the children of the United States. In 1957, McCluskey became the first two-time recipient of the Caldecott Award with his book, Time of Wonder. Robert published a total of 8 books as author and illustrator. He also illustrated 12 books written by others. In 2000, McCluskey was just one of 78 individuals honored by the Library of Congress in the first class of Living Legends, an award presented to individuals for their creative contributions to American life. The program was retired in 2018 with just 106 total honorees over the 18 years it was in existence. Robert McCluskey has received numerous awards and accolades, which are all on display along with much of his artwork and books at the Robert McCluskey Museum, which is appropriately housed in the Heritage Hall in Hamilton, Ohio, inside the Frederick G. Mueller Building. Robert and his wife, Margaret, had 2 children, Sarah and Jane. Robert McCluskey died on June 30th, 2003 in Deer Isle, Maine. Representing Robert McCluskey is Nancy Ballou Fulmer, President of the Heritage Hall Board of Directors. Hopefully that certificate will end up in the Robert McCluskey Museum, along with all his others. David Shaw, Hamilton High School, class of 2001. David Shaw is a 2001 graduate of Hamilton High School. He is currently the lead singer and songwriter for the rock band, The Revivalists. As a child, David loved to sing and perform, often giving his family quite a show. While in high school, David was a member of 2 garage bands, Tails and 5 Souls. David is a graduate of The Ohio State University, earning a bachelor degree in construction management. In 2007, David moved to New Orleans, where a chance meeting with guitarist Zach Feinberg very quickly turned into the creation of the group, The Revivalists, with David as the frontman. The Revivalists are based in New Orleans, but they spend a lot of time on the road touring, where they are met with enthusiastic fans. In remembering his roots, David makes it a point to include Hamilton as a frequent tour stop, including 4 straight years of David Shaw's Big River Get Down music festival at River's Edge. In March of 2016, Rolling Stone magazine included the Revivalists among its 10 artists you need to know. In 2018, Wish I Knew You was one of the 5 songs nominated for the Billboard Music Awards for Top Rock Song Award. It was also nominated for the 2018 iHeartRadio Music Awards, Alternative Rock Song of the Year, along with the Revivalists for Best New Rock Alternative Rock Artists. The band has released 5 albums to date. Dave has written 3 #1 songs, All My Friends, Change, and Wish I Knew You, which just went from gold to platinum, selling over 1 million copies. When the single went platinum, David posted this picture on his Facebook page with the post, "When I was 13 years old, I made a pact with myself that if I ever had a platinum record, that I would eat a spaghetti dinner off of it." Well, folks, it's dinner time. Dave was also presented a BMI award for Wish I Knew You as one of the top 50 songs of 2017. He has received 13 Offbeat awards by New Orleans Offbeat magazine. David's notable television performances include Ellen, The Conan O'Brien Show, Jimmy Kimmel, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, and The Today Show. The Revivalists have taken part in various charitable causes, including performing in a show with other New Orleans-based bands to raise money for Emily's Entourage, a nonprofit which is dedicated to finding a cure for cystic fibrosis. The band also works with Roots of Music, an after-school music and touring program for over 150 local New Orleans children. One of the fundraisers included the Roots of Music Presents Bands Together, a concert with many of the kids and local bands, including the Revivalists. The band has also donated money from some of their own shows to this program. David is currently out west and cannot be here in person to accept his award, but accepting for him is his very proud mother, Donna. Lauren Sprague, Hamilton City School District, 1983 to 2014. Lauren Sprague was born and raised in Lima, Ohio. He graduated from Miami University in 1979 with a Bachelor of Music degree in vocal music education. In 1986, he earned a Master of Business Administration from the University of Dayton. He then returned to Miami University and earned a Master's in Educational Leadership in 1992. Mr. Sprague started his teaching career as the Director of Secondary Choirs for the Miamisburg City Schools. He was hired by the Hamilton City Schools as an orchestra director in 1983. He taught at Washington Junior High and many of the elementary schools at that time. In 1996, he moved into school administration and became the principal at Cleveland Elementary and later at Van Buren Elementary. In 2001, Mr. Sprague was named Director of Fine Arts for the Hamilton City Schools. While serving as Director of Fine Arts, Mr. Sprague was very involved with the passage of the bond levy that led to the large-scale construction project that took place in the district. He was also involved in the planning for the renovation and construction of all fine arts facilities, including the Fine Arts Wing at Hamilton High, the fine arts areas of all the new elementary buildings, and the renovation of this Hamilton High Auditorium. He was instrumental in the growth of Hamilton's show choir program, orchestral groups, and the band program. Mr. Sprague retired from Hamilton City Schools in 2014 after 34 years as an educator. Mr. Sprague is active as an advocate for the arts and served as a board member of the Ohio Alliance for Art Education. He was recognized for his ongoing efforts by being awarded the Administrator Award by the Ohio Art Education Association in 2009. In 2001, Mr. Sprague worked closely with the White House staff to prepare Hamilton High for President George W. Bush's historic visit to sign the No Child Left Behind legislation. Mr. Sprague has been and continues to be very involved in the Hamilton community. He has served on numerous committees for such activities as the 4th of July Parade, the holiday tree lighting, and the Hamilton Welcomes the Holidays Parade. In 2017, he was elected to the Hamilton City Schools Board of Education and is the current vice president. He is chairman of the Butler Philharmonic Orchestra Board, serves on the TV Hamilton Board, and is the choir director at First Baptist Church. Mr. Sprague is father to Alexander and stepfather to Alex and Andrew Thiel, all Hamilton High and Ohio State University graduates. Lauren and his wife, Lisa, a retired Hamilton High teacher, reside in Hamilton. They currently have 5 grandchildren. Mr. Sprague is proud of Hamilton and the students, teachers, and administrators of the Hamilton City Schools. He feels fortunate to have a continued role in allowing the arts to be an important part of students' lives. And Mr. Sprague is here to accept his own award tonight. Roger Troutman, Garfield High School, class of 1970. Often known simply as Roger, he was a singer, composer, songwriter, producer, multi-instrumentalist, and the founder of the band Zap. Roger helped spearhead the talk box funk movement and heavily influenced West Coast hip-hop due to the scene's heavy sampling of his music over the years. The artists who have sampled Roger's music are numerous and include George Clinton, Notorious B.I.G., Lil' Kim, Snoop Dogg, Janet Jackson, Ice Cube, Tupac Shakur, MC Hammer, Criss Cross, and Dr. Dre. The opening bars of Uptown Funk is currently the subject of a lawsuit for the illegal sampling of Roger's More Bounce to the Ounce. Roger Troutman was born in 1951, the 4th in a family of 9 children. His interest and ability in music and guitar was evident as early as the age of 3. His brothers joined Little Roger by playing instruments and practicing as a band in their family garage. Roger and Brother Lester joined their first local band, the Crusaders, when Roger was just 11 years old. In 1966, after the Crusaders broke up, Roger and his brothers formed a band under the name Little Roger and His Fabulous Vels. The band played for many local events such as YWCA open house dances and was a frequent winner of area Battle of the Bands contests. They recorded their first single, Nighttime, in 1966 when Roger was just 15. Larry Troutman eventually joined his younger brothers, and the group changed names to Roger and the Human Body. In 1976, the group transformed into the very successful Zap, with hits such as More Bounce to the Ounce, Dance Floor, I Can Make You Dance, Computer Love, and many more. Tragically, in 1999, at the age of 47, Roger suffered a fatal gunshot wound inflicted by his older brother Larry, in what has been ruled a murder-suicide. Roger and Larry are buried together in Hamilton's Greenwood Cemetery. After Roger's death, Zap disbanded, but resurfaced again in 2003 and continues to tour today. Roger had many songs and albums on the Billboard R&B charts, both solo and with Zapp, as well as others, including 3 gold albums and 7 Billboard top 10 honors. 3 songs went to #1 on the Billboard R&B charts: Dance Floor, I Want to Be Your Man, which also hit #3 on the US Hot 100, and Roger's talk box cover of Heard It Through the Grapevine. Roger was featured artist on California Love by Tupac, featuring Dr. Dre and Roger Troutman, which went to #1 on both US Hot 100 and R&B charts. Representing Roger Troutman tonight is longtime friend John Hurd. Well, and it looks like John Hurd isn't here, so representing Roger Troutman tonight is one of his band rivals, right, Tim Quincy.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay. Congratulations to all of our inductees this year, and as we look at it, it's just amazing to think that all of these people from Hamilton influencing so much of the art scene across the country and around the world, and they came from our city, our schools, and we are very proud of all of them. Let's give them all another round of applause.